Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Buy up, buy up. And in Menudo style and direct fashion, we're going to get straight to the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. I'm very humbled and appreciative of all your support. Thank you. Exposed, big boy, big girl, manchichis, whatever you want to call them. He got exposed, man. Shout out to the homie Hangout Rascal. He's really getting it in. Toma, right? Make sure you guys go subscribe, like, and go watch the full content delivered by Rascal from the homie Hangout as he has dropped the paperwork, the prison paperwork. He exposed the prison paperwork the other day on Lefty Gunplay, and that was very controversial and it had people all in their feelings feeling a certain type of way. I gave you guys my take on that, but now he has exposed, Jake Calvin Johns, aka Big Boy from Straight Cartel, his prison paperwork. And oh, are you ready? Right? I know, a lot of people don't like Big Boy because of his ego, his egotistical ways, and his attitude. Right? And I could tell you on a personal level, I could care one way or I couldn't care one way or another about Big Boy. I don't care if his fucking nipples hang down to his fucking kneecaps. I don't care. I think where he actually went wrong in life was putting his hand all the way up to the elbow deep in the back of Wes Watson's ass. When he chose to side up with Wes Watson, that was the ultimate slap in the face to all the raza, to all the people. He basically said, fuck you guys, I'm going where the fugazi money's at, the fake money, the rental cars. He likes to live lavish out there in Miami. He's moved to Miami. He's all the way in the crevice of Wes Watson's back pocket. And it's just a trip. And there's a lot of people that have turned their back to Big Boy because of the situation of him hanging around with Cali Muscle and, of course, Wes Watson. But, Rascal did his due diligence, did his homework, and actually tapped in and found the paperwork on Big Calvin, right? And Big Calvin, and for those of you that don't know, that's Jake John's middle name, Calvin. So from now on, from this point forward, we're going to call him Big Cal, right? Go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Cal. Big Calvin. So Big Calvin was in prison for a total of 3 years, incarcerated, 36 whole months. And the cold part about the situation is, and what I took from Rascal's video was, for someone who did 36 months and paroled from a level 1 yard, a level 1. And I'll explain the levels here in a minute. But someone who paroled in the California Department of Corrections from a level 1, bro, if you don't stop it, Mr. McFarland, paging Mr. McFarland, hey, Calvin, if you don't stop it, someone who portrays the image wearing CDC lookalike clothing, acting like this guy did 20 years plus, when in the meantime, in between time, this guy actually, hey, Calvin, you had a paid lawyer, which ain't no problem with that. Your parents had your back, and you actually got less time than your crime partner for whatever reason, and got shit ran consecutive and all kinds of different things, or concurrent, excuse me. Got it ran concurrent, and we're going to break all that down. Again, tap into Rascal's channel, the homie Hangout, because he has full documentation, the prison paperwork, and he's letting you know exactly the breakdown on what it is. But from what I took of the video, it's like this. So Calvin, Mr. fucking, hey, I'm a fucking ex-convict, I want convict in the back of my Bugatti as well, actually did less than 3 years in prison. Now, 1 day is too many days. I'll explain that to you. So I ain't mad at that situation. Shit. But when you have a personality and you're putting on this image like you're a hardcore ex-convict, that you've been to like Quentin and Folsom and Chino and High Desert and Pelican Bay, and your ass was at McFarland, you better stop it, right? Now, when this man was first locked up, from what the paperwork showed, it looked like a home invasion. It looked like he was actually arrested with a crime partner out of the San Clemente area for a home invasion. Now, at the time, it looks like his crime partner was pretty much with the business. It looks like his crime partner was someone out there making power moves wearing shower shoes, right? With Big Boy, it looks like he was just a hang around, someone who was around the wrong type of person, someone that I'm sure his mother and father told him, don't be hanging around those type of people, stupid. But he did. And the stupidity in it is he got caught up for a lightweight home invasion and immediately posted bond. He had $1 million bond. So that means 10% of that was $100K. And immediately within a day, he was able to post that $100K. Now, you got to understand, he wasn't the big boy that we know now. So he didn't have the strength cartel. He didn't have the money. He wasn't riding around in Range Rovers. He wasn't doing any of that. He was just your local street punk, street kid from San Clemente, a very good area, running around town with the wrong people. That's what Big Calvin was doing. And as immediately when he got locked up, I'm sure the conversation went like this. They said I did, Mom, they said I did a home invasion, right? And then immediately she said, you were hanging around with that stupid guy again, huh? The guy we told you not to hang around. But you don't understand. I'm trying to be a buddy. They can get me, bail me out. Help, guard, right? And so they bailed him out for $100K, and he got him a paid lawyer, a hired lawyer, a good lawyer in the San Clemente area. And he was able to knock these charges down, get charges dismissed. And I'm not going to sit here and say he told on his crime partner or any of those type of shenanigans, but he definitely did get a little bit of time. So with the home invasion, I just had a brother that did time for a home invasion. He just got done doing 23 to 24 years, just got out a year ago, a little over a year ago. He's doing well in the community, right? And doing well for himself. But this guy does a home invasion where somebody was tied up, robbery, all these things happen. And we're not even going to talk about Rich Piana, right? But we're going to say this stuff happened allegedly. And because of the good lawyer and because he had money, which happens in most cases, you know, if you got paper, he was able to get it all knocked down to be ran, you know, concurrent, meaning they took one charge and he got convicted maybe 2 years on this, or he got a total of 5 years. They ran it all. He got down to 3 with, I believe, 85 or half time because he was a first termer. So he ended up doing like 18, 19, maybe even 20 months. That's about it. That's it. So when he has this persona of hardcore gang member, fucking prisoner doing, bro, stop it. You were in a level 4 yard immediately for orientation and reception, and then you got your points knocked all the way down to a level 1. Now, let me explain something to you. When you catch a case like a home invasion, okay, that makes your points up there. When you're younger, that makes your points up there. Okay, him being a first termer, that boosts his points as well. You know, I could see him going possibly to a 3/4 yard 270 design, which he did immediately. And then because he was doing so good in prison, because he was such a model character and never got involved in anything while incarcerated, his points dropped all the way down to a level 1. Now, I know these very well-versed convicts that have done prison time like myself will tell you, oh, he probably got an override to a level 1. I don't know if he got overrid to a level 1 or whatever, but I know that there was no way in hell possible that Big Calvin was ever involved in any type of shenanigans on that yard. You can't tell me otherwise, because at this, he didn't get caught. No, you get caught. Everyone knows everything and they see everything. This man got dropped and knocked down all the way to a level 1, paroled from a level 1. You know, is it such a big deal? Does this guy have bad cases? No. In the case of Lefty Gunplay and Big Calvin, they both don't have bad cases, but all that hardcore ex-convict fucking talk with Wes Watson running around talking about facing 30 years, but I did 10, but really I did 7. Hey, homie, listen, let me get this straight, homie. You were facing 10, they knocked it down to 5, 6, 8, 9, 4. You did 3, homie. Come on now, homie. You were 270 in there. I could tell by the picture. You were 270. You were 270. Gonna touch it? Gonna touch it if you were 270? Obviously, this guy had the San Clemente already busting on his chest. All the other work he got put under anesthesia. What is it? Anesthesia? I was about to say anesthesia, right? He got under anesthesia and got the rest of his work. I ain't mad at him. He likes the prisoner look. A lot of people do. You know, just ask the torta I was with last night. She'll tell you, está bueno. Anyways, I'll say this, you know, he has a crime partner. And this is what got tricky to me, man. Again, shout out to Rascal for exposing this paperwork. But this is what got tricky to me, gente. And let me explain it to you. And I'm not doing the cheese here. I'm not just talking shit. I'm just, tell me if you guys didn't catch this in the spill that Rascal did. And make sure if you guys haven't watched it, go tap in immediately to Homie Hangout. He's going to give you the full breakdown. He has the full paperwork. I'm not going to show it here because he has it over there. But I will say this. It exposed your prison paperwork, buddy. You didn't do a lot of time, Calvin. We got the word on you, Calvin. You know, don't act like you sat there and did 10, 15. You're running around with Cali, Muscle, Big Joe, people who did real time. And you're sitting there acting like you're just this big old monster that did all this time when in fact, you were on a 1 yard. You know, probably refusing to be a firefighter. I don't know what exactly you were doing and to what degree of non-fence activities they had around you guys, but you were on the level 1, probably at McFarland, chilling over there, ironing clothes. Look, like I said, prison is prison. It doesn't matter what yard you were on, but this guy, you know, puts on this persona and lives this life, this ex-convict life to the fullest, and basically glorifies the prison situation by wearing CDC lookalike clothing and doing all this when in all actuality, bro, you didn't do really no time, homie. Hey, homie, you didn't do time, homie. Let me tell you what you did, homie. You let time do you. And right now you're letting Wes Watson get all up in your crevice, homie. He's touching it, homie. He's touching it. He's smelling it too. It don't smell good. It don't smell good. I'll be doing a video later about shit and all that, but we'll get to that. Anyways, so this guy has a crime partner in this home invasion. And according to what Rascal said on his channel, his crime partner, you know, looked like he was with the business. You know, actually, after this home invasion, they did their time. His crime partner actually got caught up on another shooting, allegedly. And so he was in the mix, man. He was basically, you know, Big Boy's big homie, Big Calvin's big homie. And the crazy part, what Rascal was able to discover, which tripped me out, which I wanted to reiterate and kind of touch on was, you want to touch it, was that these guys are both in kind of the bodybuilding situation now. Like even his crime partner went that route and they look very similar, tatted back, kind of the same idealisms. One copied the other, or they came up with this idea together. But the cold part is Big Boy's not following his crime partner. His crime partner doesn't follow him on IG, nothing. They are in total separation. So somewhere along the line, they didn't see eye to eye for whatever reason. Now, whether it was just they grew up and they chose to live their lifestyle the way they chose it and they lost contact, or you would think that his crime partner being in the power and bodybuilding arena as well, that, you know, one of the guys who's got the main channel going on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Strength Cartel, that guy would have tapped in, at least pulled up, been maybe a part of the Strength Cartel. You know, they homies, you didn't tell on me. We did time together, man. You're my old school homie partner from way back. What's happening? This reminds me of Creed 3. Guy gets out and he's kind of upset, right? Big Calvin? He's kind of upset with the situation. Maybe, just maybe, he's mad at you for a reason. Now, I'm not going to put that on your jacket because it's not there, but I'm just saying there's a reason he's kind of upset, right? So anyways, Big Calvin did do time on a 4-yard, 3/4 for reception. You know, he actually did pull up. He did a video the other day, and he talked about, hey, Big Joe. Big Joe's a real one. Hashtag free Big Joe. Free Big Joe. Hey, free the Raiders. With the Raiders. Raiders. Go Raiders. Free the Redskins emblem, right? And the Redskin himself said, yeah, I was a real one. I was on a real yard. He said, where'd we meet at? Where'd we meet at? Still trying to shine off prison, right? That he met Big Joe on a real yard. But yeah, but you weren't doing no real time. You were doing poop butt time. I got more time with Chorro in prison than you do. And I'm not running around here wearing ex-convict clothing. I'm not running around here, man, getting all blasted back, trying to prove I'm an ex-convict. The tattoos I got, I earned, and I got in the penitentiary. As we can see from the picture right here posted, he had San Clemente, the big bad notorious San Clemente, busting across his chest. Shout out to the city of San Clemente and all the real ones out there, Orange County. But he definitely didn't have all that other work. You ain't got that. Oh, power, homie, where that work at, right? He ain't got that work. So everything he did outside of prison, just like his dad, Wes Watson, does, is to keep that perception and that persona going of someone who really did real prison time. But you didn't, bro. You did like 19, 20, maybe 22 months on a level 2, level 1 yard. And that's the gist of it. And look, I ain't mad at you. Like I said, one day is too many. Does it mean that Big Boy's all bad and he's a liar? Nah, but in the words of Lefty Gunplay, scary, sneaky, non-compliant, non-truthful, hilarious, right? You definitely have putting out this persona all blasted back like you really did something. You were really a hitter and a killer on the yard when at the end of the day, the hardest thing you ever did was wash dishes in the kitchen area. You know, I don't get it. But one thing I do get is shout out to Rascal from the Homie Hangout that did pull the paperwork on him. Now, I'm sure betting and sell movement and all that sell content will be coming soon. But as far as Big Boy, where he's been and what he's done, he didn't do a whole lot. You got to understand, having known prison, because I was there, points don't go down necessarily all the time. They usually go up. If you're really rocking, especially as a Southsider, really doing it, you're going to fucking catch points, homie. Everyone, you've seen Dubs talk about it, you've seen other content creators talk about it. Everyone must be held accountable. No free, you'll get your fucking hands dirty like the rest of us, said Bottles. There's no free rides. You know, hey, what you gonna do, money man, right? When you're over there with your parents putting all that motherfucking money on your books. I'm sure you had canteen, you had packages. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people get support. I can't be bitter because I did it. He did. You know, he was just born with the silver spoon. You know, imagine this my bail's $1 million. Someone had $1 million bail and only got 3 years. I got quiet, huh? Because I've never seen it before. $1 million bail and you got 3 old scallywag ass years. Now, 3 years to the average Joe is a long time. Even the big Joe, free him, hashtag, is a long time, right? But to a convicted convict, someone who's really did time, someone that knows what's up, I got 3 years jacking off, turned sideways, even while my Sally was in the room. I'm telling you, just be quiet, homie. Don't pay attention to what's going on to the man upstairs, right? Look, it's a situation where the way this guy acts, you would think someone who actually made good with themselves, someone who actually made good of their life. You know, he learned his lesson. He's a good boy. Big Calvin is a good boy. He's not a big boy. He's a good boy. Okay? He was not out there gang related like that. He was not out there from the barrio, really. He had one homie, and they got caught up because his homie wanted to do some dirt, allegedly. And he held his mud. So far, so good from what the paperwork shows, right? And he did his little time. Doesn't matter what yard he was on, level 1, 2, or 3, whatever. He did his little level 1 yard shit. And then he got out and changed his whole life, but didn't change his persona. What he did was he utilized the prison mentality, the prison look, the paint job, and all that to convince people that he was a really reformed ex-convict who really did it. Now he is ultimately at the end of the day, but let's keep it real, man. Let's call a spade, bro. You're on a level 1. There's not a person in the CDC history that counts that shit. Just ain't. I got an uncle that did time in McFarland level 1, and he doesn't even talk about his prison term. That brother was in there for drunk driving. I'm always like, hey, remember when you were in prison? He's like, I didn't go to prison. You know what I mean? You don't want anyone to know about that shit. He's still active too. You don't want anyone to know about that. Anyways, Big Boy did his time, and you would think the good boy in him that changed his life would get away from the prison attitude, get away from that. But no, he elaborates, and now even more so, he's hanging around with the hardest, the well-known, certified, hardest.
I mean, the motherfucker is with the business, right?
Wesley Montanou, DeJounte, Pillow Hands, beat you with a belt, hit you with my man Purse Watson. And now they're running around, hanging around, telling all the people that will believe them because they got tattoos and they're big, that they did all this time. When at the end of the day, bro, Joshua from the Homie Hangout exposed you, bro. You did about 20-something months. That's it. It just is what it is, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it, though. Hopefully, the people that believe this guy was just a hardcore hitter will understand that he was nothing of the sort. Big Calvin was a good boy. Okay, he was a good boy gone wrong. And I'm glad that he has never returned to prison. I'm glad that, he's not out there committing crime. I'm glad that he's made something of himself. I'm not envious nor jealous. I'm happy for him. But at the end of the day, it saddens me to see someone who actually changed their life from being a hardcore level 1 criminal is running around with Wes Watson. You're not even on Wes Watson's level, homie. Straight up. Big Boy, a.k.a. Big Calvin, a.k.a. Manchichis, is not even on Wes Watson's level. Oh, man, Wes Watson might leave you behind after this one. I'm just saying. With that being said, make sure you guys go tap in to the homie Hangout channel, man. He has the full paperwork. He's going to break it down for you guys. It's a banger, man. Tap in. You guys already know. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and strive.
For what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. You was on the level 1, homie.
Oh, man, that's crazy. But I'm a big boy. But, hey, homie, you were on level 1, homie. You were on level 1. I was in the TDC, homie. I was level 6. Or was I? One never knows one. Does one? Is that how it goes? 5, 6, 7, 1? Maybe there was 2.